What's up, everybody? Jay Nelson here tonight. I got my smoking hot wife here.
Hey, everybody.
And we also have Yoda over here in case y'all didn't see Yoda.
Yep.
You got to have a Yoda.
And Yoda is holding a sign that says, loves you, she does.
Yep. See, you know what? She's 40 2 days from now. Isn't she hot for 40? She's hot for 20.
All right, I'm going to go.
All right, listen, guys. We have some crazy stuff for you guys tonight. I am telling you, I call him the man, the myth, the legend, Gene Frederick. Gene, let me give you a little background on Gene. We're going to talk about the fastest growing real estate brokerage in the history of the world. eXp Realty. Agent ownership. It's the brokerage where we own the brokerage. All right, the agents. It's very cool. It's never been done before, and it's awesome. So, let me tell you about Gene. Gene, I'm going to bring him on to the broadcast here in just a second. 22 years at Keller Williams. Great company. Keller Williams is a great company. He owned 6 of his own franchises. He owned the Northern California and Hawaii region. I think that's correct. And he came to eXp like 3 years ago and said, hey, this agent ownership thing is pretty cool. And so the guy is just, he's awesome. He's Gene Frederick, guys. So, you know what? If you want to share the video, love the shares. Share it out there. Invite your friends to watch it. I'm about to plug in the man, the myth, and the legend, Gene Frederick. 1 second, guys. Hold on. Let me see here. How do I do this? I add here. Vic, what's up, Bubba? Why is it not letting me? Ha! Here we go. Gino Frederick. Here we go. Invite. Do we have Gene coming? Let's see who all's on the broadcast. Oh, Jake Wilson. We got tons of people. David Carroll, Blake Duncan.
Was Gene able to get out?
Gene's coming. He's gotta be coming.
Did you coach him up?
Hold on. I coached him. Hold on. Where's our boy?
I saw he shared.
There he is. Here he comes. Yoda.
All right, accepted, Gene.
Come on, Gene. We're missing you, buddy.
There it is. Woo! Yeah, baby. How you guys doing?
Great.
Man, we're ready for you to be in Nashville at some point, man.
Oh, I am pumped for Nashville. Get ready, baby.
I know, man. Dude, how you been?
Hey,
man?
Ash, I'm doing awesome. I am awesome. I have spent 2 days in Austin in the last 20 days. That's all. Because this eXp thing is driving me bonkers. I'm loving it. I've been to 5 different cities in the last 18 days. Slow down, agents. I'm going to come your way. Slow down. I'm coming.
Slow down, agents.
Whoa.
Hey, man, I love that agent ownership, man.
It is.
All right, I'm in the other room so I can keep sharing this, all right?
Okay, good. See you, Ash.
Share the video. So, guys, seriously, this guy has a briefcase. I'm going to let a little cat out of the bag. And on the briefcase, it says, The Legend. That's pretty legendary, Gene.
Well, you know, when I went to the briefcase guy and I said, when I could put my name on there, Jay, I could put my name. And he says, what do you want me to put above eXp Realty? I said, just put the legend. And
You're crazy.
and he goes, you know what? That's good. That is really good.
Well, you really are. I mean, when we get into this interview and you guys can see what this man has done for so many different companies, you know, Gene, I want to kind of start off. First of all, I want to thank you for your time. I know you're very busy. For you to take the time to jump on this Facebook Live. But you know what? I know you're just as passionate about sharing the vision as I am. And, you know, I've been an agent for 16 years. How long have you been a realtor?
I got my license in Texas in 1984. I worked for Remax in the 80s. Great company. It was, you know, I loved Remax in the 80s. In 1989, I bought my first franchise. That was a Realty Executives franchise in Dallas. I owned the DFW area for Realty Executives, Jay, and And I built that.
Awesome.
I built that up to about 200 agents.
Wow.
And then in 1994, I sold that. I sold my franchise, and I joined a small little company called Keller Williams in 1994.
How many agents? I'm curious. So 1994. I'm trying to figure the math on that. What is that? 23 years ago?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. I try not to add that up, Jay. We try not to add that
23 years ago. Hey, man, all I know is multiplication, baby. Don't get me on an equation. But so 23 years ago, you come on board with this company that had anybody even heard of Keller Williams at the time?
No, my wife and I, Susan and I were two of the first 10 agents in Dallas. Oh, I want to give you a quiz, Jay, just so you know. How long do you think it took KW, Keller Williams, to go to 100 agents in Dallas?
100 agents
100,
in Dallas?
100 agents. How many years do you think, or months, or what do you think it took?
I have no idea, but I will tell you this. We went to 100 agents in Nashville in 4 months.
Okay, let's equate that.
For EXP.
Right.
For EXP.
So 4 months in Nashville for 100 agents. It took us 5 years, my friend. 5 years.
Why? Let me ask you this, and I got a whole series of questions here. You know, like I said, man, thank you for your time. We got a lot of people that are tuning in, a lot of people here that want to meet you. We've got a huge team in Kentucky now. We've got teams spread off in 18 states now. It's very, very amazing. It's just crazy. But what is going on here, dude? Is it? I say it's the agent ownership, and that's why I see it as a liberation of, you know, we've all been agents of other companies that were owned by other people. Now we're having opportunity to build and own stock and do all those things. What are you seeing, Gene?
Well,
what's going on here, dude?
Well, that's what I saw when I met Glenn Sanford. Glenn is our visionary. Glenn's the guy I met 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And when Glenn showed me this model, I went, and again, if you've been in something for over 30 years, I went, Glenn, that's a new model. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, it's brand new. It's never been done. And what Glenn told me is a story he told me. I said, you know what, when I saw the model and I saw the stock and I saw the revenue share, I said, you know, right off the bat, Jay, I said, well, I want to buy Texas. And he goes, dude, you can't buy Texas. I said, what do you mean I can't buy Texas? I want to buy Texas. He goes, it's not for sale. It's not for sale. So when you don't do franchises, when nothing's for sale, the biggest difference I've seen, the reason it took KW 5 years to get to 100 agents in the Dallas office, and it took you 4 months to get to 100 agents, is we're working through the agents now. There's no restrictions. There's no boundaries. Franchises, quite honestly, Jay, just so you know, I met 3 people today that I talked to, and they said, well, what's different? And I said, well, I'm not asking you for money.
Yep.
You don't have to sign a lease. You don't have to buy furniture. You don't have to buy a phone system. See, I've done all that, Jay. And when I met Glenn, and he says, well, you know, of course, he told me about the cloud office. We'll talk about that in a second, I hope. But I went, you have done away with the franchise system.
Yep.
Done. New system, new model. That's why we're growing so fast.
Let me ask you this. When you were out, because see, I think there's a lot of agents out there that are just now hearing about EXP.
Yeah.
And they've never heard of it before.
Sure.
And they're like, EXP, well, we know RE/MAX. We know, I mean, I'm 16 years at RE/MAX. I mean, 13 years at RE/MAX, 16 years in the business. You know, we had never heard, I promise you, the day that I watched a webinar on EXP, I had never heard the word EXP mentioned. And I want you to relate that to you back in 94. Was it similar where you here now, Keller Williams, 165,000 agents, largest real estate company in the world. They're a great company, like you said. But had anybody heard of Keller Williams in 94?
Oh my gosh, no. We spent 5 years, like I said, going from 10 agents to 100. The biggest, funniest thing, we were Keller Williams, and everybody thought we sold paint. And I said, no. We're not Sherwin-Williams. Is your brother Sherwin? No. So we laughed. By the way, we stuck it out. Right? Persistence wins the game. The key with us, same with EXP. I got to tell you, I've been with EXP two years and 10 months. It's like birthing a baby.
Wow.
And 2 years and 10 months ago, we had 500 agents, right? And by the way, it's a lot of persistence in the beginning from all the people for the first 500 agents. But in the 2 years and 10 months that I've been here, it's amazing that 2 years ago I got, who's EXP? What's EXP stand for? I mean, I got that the first 8 months I was here, I got it almost every single day. Now I've heard of EXP. I don't get the thing, what's it stand for anymore. I just go, why did Jay come? Why did Ashley? Brent Gove is with you? You know, and I start getting the agents after. Yeah, right. It's just crazy. It's like the last 2 years. It's been. Now we're not in every city, right? I talked to a gentleman today that we're not even in a major city. He says, you guys aren't even here yet. And I said, that's the best thing you told me today.
Absolutely.
You know, in other words, we weren't in Nashville 4 months ago, right?
Yeah. Well, 9 months and 27 days.
9 months and 70. I got mixed up, but 9 months and 27 days is if you're counting. So
I keep it by the day, man. Everything to me has got to be, lined up. But, here's the thing. Let's go. First of all, I had Jason Guessing, our unbelievable CEO of this company. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
I love this guy. He did a Facebook Live with me.
Yep.
I mean, just a class act.
Yep.
I mean, and when we have, how do you feel about our team? Because Glenn's the visionary. Glenn, I mean, he's the smartest guy in the room. He, worked in the tech industry, knows how to build scale. He knows, one thing about Glenn, let me talk about Glenn because Glenn always thought of real estate as not localized because he was in the, me and Glenn had a conversation one time and Glenn was like, well, Jay, I think this is kind of my Glenn. Well, Jay, I always thought that, I use the internet to sell homes in different places. So he always thought nationwide.
Right.
He was buying leads in other markets and shopping the deals out. So I think his mindset, seriously, Glenn Sanford, if you're watching this, you were just thinking so much bigger than all us little guys. And you were thinking globally. You're still thinking that way nationwide. And it's giving agents the ability, Gene, to be able to build all over the world.
Oh, yeah. And when I met Glenn, there's no doubt about it to me. A visionary has to be persistent. I mean, and when I tell people, they go, gosh, you guys are really growing really fast. I said, you don't understand. The first 5 years are the hardest. Yep. I mean, the first 5 years, there was two gentlemen, Jason Guessing and Glenn Sanford. I mean, they were our cornerstones, right? And I could talk about both of them. By the way, Jay, before I joined 3 years ago, 2 months will be 3 years ago, I only met two people. You just mentioned them. I met two people in the whole company, Jason Guessing and Glenn Sanford. And they are the most outstanding, persistent. When they talk about our model, it's not just with conviction. It's like, this is going to happen. And you get the feeling from both of them that they know it's going to happen. And when I met with them, I came home and I told Susan, I said, you know what? I really like these guys. Yeah. I mean, I like them I just like both of them. And I said, I haven't met anybody else at the company, but I'm going with these two guys and their vision. And they both have strong visions. I look at Glenn as definitely the visionary, our leader. Jason is the emotional side of our industry. He's so caring. He cares about every single agent. And those two gentlemen, what we need to think about at EXP is we're riding on their shoulders, quite honestly. That first 5.5, 6 years is always the hardest. It really is.
Hey, there was just somebody on the feed that says we are waiting for EXP in the Philippines. And I'm going to tell you something. It's the agent ownership.
Yep.
Jason was telling me that people are now contacting us from Dubai and all these real estate companies from all over the world. And they're like, man, the cloud thing is, and we're going to talk about the cloud because here's my thing with the cloud, guys. And I want to get Gene, I'm not trying to, Gene, I really want to hear you talk. I need to shut up. But the cloud allows me more time outside of an office that I can give my clients better service as a realtor. And that's what I saw. Because, see, I love my clients. I want to be able to spend less time sitting in an office shuffling paper and more time on the property, putting signs in yards, and giving my clients and the people that believe in me in my real estate business more of my time.
Well, what the cloud did, see, I come from it, Jay, and you come from it from the agent's point of view because you've been selling for such a long time.
Yep.
I come at it from the owner's point of view because I owned offices. I was the broker.
Yep.
And when Glenn showed me this model, Glenn and I clicked just like this because we both knew the struggles of the broker's side, leases, furniture. I mean, my gosh, everybody's trying to build the next best office with the best furniture and the best lobby.
Oh.
And we were all going down the tube as far as expenses.
Yep.
So when Glenn lays it out, I think better than anybody, we've scaled the real estate market nationally, scaled it. We don't have any bricks and mortar. We're in 47 states and 3 provinces in Canada, and we're going to go worldwide. There's no doubt in my mind because we don't have to sell a franchise. Nobody has to open up space. So that's what people don't understand. And quite honestly, the whole industry does not know what's going to happen because we are Airbnb. We are Netflix. We don't have to have space. You know, we didn't have to build hotel rooms. You know, you know what I mean? The whole thing.
The Swan poll called us the Amazon of real estate.
Yep.
I brought that up to guessing our CEO. He's so humble. And I really think we are. I really believe we are. And the speed, Jason was talking about how fast we can transact we're giving the agents, because you're serving the agents, it lets us serve our clients. But I mean, it's the speed that Amazon, has that we're doing. We're just disrupting, like Lily just said on the post.
Well, you think about this, Jay. What agents want, and our agents are our clients. They're our customers.
Yep.
They want access quick. Everybody wants access. You read all the books that's going to happen the next 30 years on the internet. It's access. It's all about having access quick. Well, you don't want to get dressed every day, put on makeup. I know you do. You put on makeup. I know. You put on makeup.
Gene, I lost your Gene, I lost your audio. Your audio. Guys, we got a little audio difficulty here. Can you hear me? Nothing like live. I can't hear you, Gene. Hang on. I can't hear you. Let me add him again. Here we go. We're going to try to get this thing going again. Hang loose. Well, I think we had a little technical difficulty with you guys can hear me. Okay. All right. Let me see who else is on here. Gene, I'm going to bring Gene back on when he gets back to being able to be brought on, because it's saying, let me see who else is on here looking. I'm going to try to bring somebody else on. Let me bring on, let's see who else on here. I'm looking. Hold on. Dang, there's a lot of people on here. Y'all give me a second, I promise. Brian Kuthane. I'm going to bring Brian, who's also one of the co-founders of the company. Let me see if Brian will jump on here with us. Dang, Gene, we lost Gene. Live Facebook, live TV, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to see if, we'll see if we can get Brian. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can get Gene again. Hang on. Bring Gene on camera. I think we're going to get Gene again. Gene's back. Okay. Sorry. Let's keep rolling, man.
Can you hear me?
Hey, live, Facebook Live, man. It's gotta be juicy, baby. All right. So go back to what you were saying, if you can remember what you were saying.
Well, I think bottom line is, with our staff, you were talking about our leadership. I've never seen more quality leadership in my life, and I've been with them now for almost 3 years. And Glenn and Jason are the same people I met 3 years ago, same conviction, working their tails off. But I look at them and it's like, wait, this is working. We knew it was going to work, but we just didn't know how fast it was going to work. I didn't know how fast it was going to work, quite honestly. So that's where we're at. We're real excited about the other leadership, Vicky Bartholomew.
Oh, I love Vicky.
Oh, 2 years ago, she became our president. And what Vicky brings to us, actually, what a woman forum. She goes to all the women forums, make sure she's right up there. Her quality, and to me, I look at Vicky and I see systems. She brings systems. She knows how to run things extremely well. She comes from that background. And just, you know what? She gets along with everybody. To me, she's like the true big negotiator of everything. She makes everybody feel so good and calm. And just like Jason, she's kind of like the heart of our company. And then the other two leaders that we just got in the last really 6 months or so is Mary Frances Coleman, our COO, Chief Operating Officer. Mary ran HomeSmart for 4 years as their president. And then recently, Realty Executives as their president for a couple years. And oh my gosh, what a fireball. Wow.
I got her in Mexico. She is so classy, has a law background. She's just sharp as.
And she's going to bring.
That's what we have to have, is that sharp of people that are running the vision and putting it out there, making sure that the engine runs smoothly. And
Scott Petronas, who's our CTO, Scott's background, gosh, when I got to know Scott just recently, the last few months, here's what I love about Scott and Mary Frances. They're not confused. Number one, we're a real estate company. Just so you know, for everybody on here, we're not confused. Glenn's not confused, Jason, Vicky. But Mary Frances and Scott told me, we have to service the agent at such a high level. The agent is the customer and the client. And they come from those backgrounds where they've serviced agents. And that's really, really key to me. It's not a tops down. It's not, okay, the staff's up here and the agents are down here. No, it's very much a servant mentality. And I love that in both of them. And they have got it going on.
Let me ask you this, Gene. I am seeing some of the biggest agents in the nation come on board. And a lot of them, I was telling Jason Gesson the other night, over the course of the last maybe 4 days, and it's not all, I have to keep saying this because I talk about the big agents coming on board, and most of them have been at their brokerage for 10, 15 years, like all the brands you guys know, and a lot of them are bringing their whole brokerage and coming to EXP, and it's not all about the big agents, but holy cow. Marcy and Jeff Willems, number 16 agent in the United States out of any company. Jay Kinder, Curtis Johnson out of Arizona, Brent Gove, $100 million. I mean, you're seeing monsters. Why would a monster agent, I do know why, but I'm asking you, why would a monster agent say, I have to go to EXP and I got to go now?
I'll tell you what, Jay, if I had a nickel for every time somebody said this to me, when I'm talking to a top agent, they go, where have y'all been? I've never seen this model. I mean, they're just shocked by it. They wait. We get to have agent ownership? We get to be in the ball game? I don't know about you, Jay, but I never got to be with Microsoft in the beginning. I never got to be with Dell Computer in the beginning. Nobody started a company like Jason, and of course, Glenn started it when Jason came on board. In 2013, they said, we're going to start a corporation. And believe me, that was the biggie for me. I met them in late 2014. And when they said we have a corporation, I got to tell you, I said, well, what do you mean corporation? He goes, well, Gene, it's 15 cents a share. I mean, it was 3 years ago. And I said, we get to have it? He goes, yeah, it's all common shares, dividend stock. I said, you have changed the industry. If all the agents can have shares with you, guess what? It changes it.
That's where it goes.
And we've had top agents. I talked to Brent Gove. I remember talking to Brent Gove. He joined in a week. A week.
I was 10 days.
Oh my gosh. I just talked to Jeff DeJesus, the #1 agent for Better Homes and Gardens in all of Northern California and San Francisco. He says, Gene, 10 days for me. 10 days.
I said,
Gotta roll, baby.
when did this ever happen at my other franchises? It didn't. It didn't because we didn't have a new model. And that's what everybody's not understanding.
You know, and Ashley and I are so excited about every agent that, you know, I think the reason I'm so excited is because I know, man, I talk about transparency all the time. I talk about being yourself, be real, be classy, but to be able to offer this and look at agents in the eye. Now, I was an owner of a Remax, okay, back in a bad time. But to be able to say to every realtor, hey, man, to sit across the table from an agent that might have been in the business for 2 years, and I'm going close to 1,100 houses, and to look that individual, that man or woman in the eye, me and Ashley can look him in the eye because Ashley was at Century 21, and say, you get the same deal as us. And, you know, that honesty, and here's a contrary, and I want you to talk about this for a second.
Sure.
There are a lot of haters out there that are that are trying to, you know, throw every dart, throw every bomb at us. And that's okay. When you're making waves and you're bringing on people's agents left and right, they're going to come, okay? But I just feel like this is we generate all the commissions selling real estate. Why not have ownership? Now, one of the things they're saying, Gene, is, oh man, all those EXP guys, and I'll just throw it out there. Oh, all they're doing is recruiting agents. That's a freaking lie. In 9 months and 27 days, I have sold I'm actually like 50,000 over 25 million in 9 months and 27 days at EXP. So all I'm doing is jumping on a Facebook Live. I should have my pajamas on. I'm taking people to lunch and talking about EXP. I'm still selling.
Sure. Oh, it's a big myth. The production that we're bringing on, just in Texas, let's just take Texas. We didn't exist 3 years ago. Okay. And now we have 1,900 agents in Texas as of today. We'll go over 2,000. We're adding about 50 a week now. So we'll go over 2,000, within 30 days. Just to know that we had the Realtor of the Year in the Austin board. Oh, by the way, in San Antonio, we've been there less than 2 years. We're number 2 in production. In production.
Insane.
In San Antonio. In Austin, we're number 2 in production as far as real estate offices. And Houston, we have 350 agents. We just went over almost 800 agents in Dallas. The production will come, and it's just a big, I don't know why. I really don't look at what everybody else is saying, quite honestly, because we're just living it. We're selling real estate. We had training yesterday, Jay, right here on the Austin board for EXP agents, 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock. It was the best training I'd ever seen in my life. It was crazy. Everybody's just going, can we do that again? It's about training, coaching, and consulting our agents on how to sell homes, period.
Gene, we're so excited. This is our home. We have a little farm up here in North Nashville. You're welcome to stay at it anytime you're in Nashville. But we had 75 agents in this house a week ago, and all we talked about was how they can sell more real estate.
Right.
Right. So, I'm so passionate. And I think everybody in this company is a giver. We're giving back. You've got the Icon trainings where they're training agents all over the nation in the cloud. But it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. So let me go back to one other thing. I'm not going to keep you too long, man. I really appreciate your time. Why would a broker owner roll out and come to EXP when there's everybody saying don't do it? I've got friends that have brokerages that have 70 to 100 agents. What they're thinking, what am I going to give up? But here's what I think. Give those agents, like when you walk into an office with 70 agents and say, hey, I'm going to give it all back to you. You get to come into my world as an owner.
Yep.
What are they going to do? What are those agents going to do? They're going to flip and go, wait a minute, you're going to let us build? We get the same deal as you, big head honcho? When you're unselfish, you have enough people, but they want, you get what you want. Thoughts on that?
Well, exactly. We just folded in Texas 2 firms. Get this, in South Texas. You've heard of McCallum. They're always on the news. They're right on the border. In McCallum, Texas, South Texas, In one day, we added 56 agents, 290 listings, and we're number 2 in production. Now that broker went, you know what? I can turn. Now here's what he thought. Now this is why the brokers have to listen to me. He said, these 56 agents, I care more about them than I do myself.
Wow.
And if I can bring them into our world, I think we can turn those 56 agents into 300 in South Texas, all over South Texas, not just McAllen, right?
Yeah.
So I couldn't believe it. In one day, boom. One day we're number 2 in production. We just added another small firm, 40 agents in San Antonio. The brokers are calling me and going, okay, I'm done. I mean, I've had 40 agents for 5 years.
Yeah.
How do I turn that 40 agents into 100? I said, let them into the game. Just like you said, Jay.
Let them in the game.
Yeah. So why don't we, and by the way, when Glenn said that to me 3 years ago, I'll be really honest with you. I didn't get it. Because I'd been selling franchises for 30 years. So when he said, we're going to let the agents in the game, we're going to let them spread the word, we're going to let them basically go get their friends, their relationships. Guess what happens? Yep. Boom.
Boom.
Sorry. You know, it's kind of like Vegas. I can't wait to go to Vegas. By the way, we're going to go to Vegas, right, for our stockholders meeting April 5th and 6th.
We're going to have fun.
It's like those dealers. You know, I'm out of here. It's just, it's so much fun. You know, my byline now, and I've told you for almost 3 years now, has been making real estate fun again. When you make real estate fun again, and we're selling homes, and by the way, we love all of our competitors. I would never say all of our competitors, we're co-oping with them every day on transactions.
Yeah.
Great people. We just want to sell real estate. We want our people we want to service our clients just like they do. Let's go sell.
You know, and I think that's when we talk about our competitors, I just love those ones that get so unselfish that they look all their agents in the eye and say, hey, come get on this side of the table.
Yeah.
And that to me is the difference maker for what we are and what we're about. And I've never seen anything like this, Gene. I just never thought, you know, I was getting at the beginning of January. Actually, this is funny. I saw, you know how that what is it called? Time Hop?
Yeah.
Time Hop came up today. And 1 year ago today, Ashley and I flew to Las Vegas to get the RE/MAX Lifetime Achievement Award. And here I am. And I literally told my broker when we were flying out there, I'm never leaving RE/MAX. I was on a 98-2 split.
Yeah.
I left a 98-2 split. Talk about being able to build across state lines. Talk about how we're not thinking just locally. We're still selling locally, but we're able to build the brokerage side because we still have selling side. So
right.
We're still selling, taking care of our clients. And now these agents got a little brokerage side. Talk about the brokerage side building across state lines. It's different than other companies.
Well, here's what's different about it. The things that I didn't realize 10 years ago. We have a little thing called social media. Wait, we're on Facebook Live right now. Here we are, right?
70 people watching us right now.
So when that's
still.
Yeah, so when we have an agent, and like, let me give you an example. Julie Nelson, who was one of the top productivity coaches in all of KW, she left and joined us a month ago. I thought she broke the internet. I mean, she just put a nice post out saying, thank you for 16 years at the other company, but I'm going to EXP. I said, I think you broke it. I mean, she had like 600 likes and 400 comments in like 4 hours. Well, guess what? Your relationships grow bigger, faster across state lines. You've been referring to agents all across the nation your whole career. Yep. You might even meet somebody on the next cruise ship you go on. I don't know. But the bottom line is, wherever you meet anybody, now we don't have restrictions on attraction.
Yep.
Right? That's a game changer for me. So we know people. By the way, I found it funny when you said somebody called from the Philippines. The first person that contacted me when they announced me 2 years and 10 months ago was a buddy of mine in the Philippines. He goes, Gene, let's get.
What did he say?
He said, come on, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And he goes, let's go do the Philippines. I mean, this was my first contact on Facebook and LinkedIn. Any other way that you communicate. So what I didn't realize, and the reason we're growing, get this, 2 years ago, you look back at your RE/MAX days, 2 years ago, this month on February 29th, it was leap year, 2016. I remember going to dinner because Glenn Sanford and Debbie Byery, we went out with Susan and I, we went out to dinner at the Oasis. And Glenn's looking at his phone, Jay, and he goes, 995, 996. I said, what's that? And he goes, we just hit 1,000 agents.
Wow.
This is 2 years ago. Now let that sink in. Guess what? In January, we added 1,000 agents. We're adding 1,000 agents every 30 days right now. Actually, it's going up from there. But we went from 6,500 agents at the end of the year to 8,000 agents in 6 weeks. So we're adding what we had 2 years ago. So the excitement for me, I'm sorry if I get a little too excited, I go through the phone, is I've never seen anything like it. It's never been done in the industry before.
Yep.
Most of our people that are using the old model, that's fine. That's their model. We're not going to get away. They're going to continue to have bricks and mortar. The thing is, when we say we're the Amazon of this, we are the national Amazon. We're the people that are going to take this thing by storm. And my prediction is, you know, we're doing this Facebook Live. When we do one next year at this time, everybody will know about EXP.
Yeah.
Right now, we're kind of stealth in a lot of cities, right? They just don't know about us. So make your contacts, get to know those people, let them know who we are.
I got 2 more questions, and then we'll wrap up because I don't want to keep you all night. If we're the owners, okay, I have tried to drop a bomb through every hole in the whole deal, man. It's like Jay Kinder, he came down to look at it. I heard him talk. He said, man, I came down to beat this thing up. I came down. He owns his own brokerage, Kinder Reese. Yeah. He's like, I came down to Fort Lauderdale to beat this thing down and show everybody why this wouldn't work. And he came back and said, hey, the rest is history, right? But I want to talk about, if we're owners, we have to keep, and we're getting paid on the brokerage side, we have to keep our costs down. That's where the brick and mortar, the staffing, I'm like, I tell people, look, you got this big office. Would you rather have the money to pay your house note this month, or do you want that big office? And people are still using offices, and that's based on it. But a lot of agents like myself, my office is my car. What's your thoughts on keeping the costs down if we're owners?
Well, that's why the ownership works. We're still going to have staff because it's just like Amazon. Amazon has employees, if you didn't know that. They have a lot of employees. Yeah. They just did away with bricks and mortar, right? That's exactly what we've done. The service is still there. The accessibility to brokers to getting all your questions answered. But what we've done, let's face it, I don't know about you. I know Ashley does this. I know Susan does. We go into a bookstore. Susan finds the book she wants. And while we're standing there looking at the book, she orders it on Amazon. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
And I feel embarrassed. I said, Susan, it's only $3 more. It's only $3 more. And she goes, yeah, but it'll be there tomorrow. In fact, right now, it'll probably be there this afternoon. Now, that's what, we've never had that in our industry. So what I want you to think of, we've always thought, well, you have to have a bricks and mortar, you have to have a manager, you have to have an accountant, you have to have a front desk person, you have to have this. And we've all followed this little model that's been there since 1906 with Coldwell Banker, right? 1906. Have we never figured out the internet exists?
Yeah.
Now, got news for you. Glenn Sanford, this is a biggie. We have not talked about the cloud. That cloud office, the cloud campus that we have, where we house our accountants, our technology people, the 180 staff people as avatars, is brilliant. By the way, when he showed me that, that was the game changer. That is our streaming video, right? Netflix did away with Blockbuster because of what? Streaming video.
Yep.
Our cloud office is our streaming video. It is the disruptive technology that we're all using to change the industry. By the way, we're the only ones doing it.
I know.
We're the only ones doing it. So everybody's going, well, I don't want to use that streaming video. I don't know about you, but do you want to sit in your PJs and watch Netflix at $8 a month? Or do you want to go back and get videos?
Yep.
It's not.
No, it's so true. All right. This is a combo question, final question, okay? 2 parts. where is the vision, in your opinion, of where and how far EXP can go in the next 10 years? And also, the second part of that question, we'll finish up with this. There are agents out there that are scared to take the step and come with us. And it's straight up fear. It's straight up fear. It's how do they get over that? What do they need to be thinking to say, hey, this is probably where the ball's going to go over the next 10 years. I might as well come now and not wait till we're, the biggest company in the world. So vision of the company, and how do these agents that are scared to step out of they're scared to step away from their brick and mortar. They're scared to step away from their team leader. Oh my gosh, I don't have his name on my sign anymore. How do they get over that?
Well, let's address the vision of our company. EXP Realty is all about selling real estate at a very high level. We first of all want quality agents over quantity, period.
Yes.
Glenn tells me that all the time, and we talk about it. It's not about just getting agents. It's not an agent count thing.
No.
We're you forgot Darren James, #1 in Louisiana. I could name, I don't know how many cities. How many cities do I have to name that we've got the #1 agent in that city?
Yep.
So we're going after quality. Well, what quality will do, #1, here's my vision when I think about it. I've quit thinking like a franchise owner, Jay. And when you don't think like a franchise owner, now I'm going, well, wait, do you know I have 3 people right now wanting to do France? I have 2 people wanting to do South Africa. We're only 8 years old. I mean, come on, guys. Now this is agents with their entrepreneurial spirit, just like you said, going, you know what? I don't have to own anything in South Africa. You mean I just need to find the broker and find good people and we open? I said, yeah, let's go. So when I think 10 years, I want you to cut that down in half.
5.
In 5 years, there is no doubt in my mind that we'll be the largest real estate company in the world. There's no doubt in my mind. In 5 years.
No doubt.
It's not going to take 10. Now, that's because we've unleashed the power of agents and let them go do it. As far as people...
If we're going to do that, which I've said the same thing, we're going to be the largest real estate. It's funny you said 5 years, because I think I might have said that last night with Jason. If that's the case, why are people still on the fence? Because there are a lot of people still on the fence, and they're seeing agent ownership, but they're just saying, I don't need to own it. I'll let the other guy own it. Why are they not? I mean, I'm not saying there's not a lot of them, but there's so many great agents that I think this thing goes over their head.
Well, let me tell you this. I'll address it this way. If I would have talked to you 3 years ago, when I first started with the company, I definitely got looks like, there's 500 agents? Are you okay? And I mean, I got looks from a lot of my buddies going, you sold everything? Are you fine? And by the way,
how many franchises did you own?
I owned six franchises and a region. Yes. Now, by the way, one of the people giving me that look, Jay, was my wife, Susan. She's looking at me like, really? Really? Now, I guarantee you that first year, getting to 1,000 agents nationally, getting to 200 agents in Texas, that was the hard part. You know what I tell people in Texas? I know in Nashville, you guys still build new homes. I tell people 3 years ago, we just put a doggone trailer out on a piece of property. There weren't even roads in yet. And we were asking.
You rode a 4-wheeler too.
Yeah. We were asking people to buy out of the trailer, right? Now, this is where we're at in the stage of our life. The roads are in. Roads are in, guys. Model homes are up. Schools over there. Parks over there. Go pick your lot.
That's right.
Go pick your lot. There is no doubt in my mind, in your mind. See, now I'm talking to people daily that want to get in our model. They've been looking for us. If you're scared of it or whatever, just keep talking to people. We have a list of people you can talk to that it's working. It really shouldn't be a fear of yours now. In fact, when I told you, I talked to somebody today who has their own small brokerage in a really big city, and they said, well, you're not even here yet. And I said, that is awesome. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, you'll be the first. Let's go. And he said, you're exactly right. So just get over it. It's not really a fear now. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be at all at the size we're at. You know, we're going to be, by the end of this year, there's no doubt in my mind, we'll be the third largest real estate company, single broker in the United States. You know, there's going to be NRT, you know, Berkshire Hathaway, which is home services, and then a small little company called eXp Realty. There's no doubt in my mind. And so then, you know, guys, just come now. You know, do a service for your family. We're making real estate fun again. I don't understand. Why wouldn't people want to have fun? I mean,
and we're still interacting. We're just doing it in restaurants and, you know, having events at different places. Ashley and I are saying, hey, come to our house. It's like we still get that love and that interaction with people. But Gene, thank you, man. I mean, and you know, we get agents out there, and it doesn't matter who you decide to do EXP with, obviously. You know what? We're partnering. Anybody that I say, hey, come to EXP, you're my partner. I'm not trying to use you up. I'm saying, hey, it's not about what that person can do for me and Ashley, right?
Right.
It's about what can we do together. Here comes Boo Boo. Come on, Boo Boo. Hey, look at this. Look at this. Hey, Gene, guess what?
What?
She turned 40 in 2 days. Look at this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Come on. Gene, thank you so much, man. We love you so much.
We love you guys. Take care.
We're out there helping us, and thank you for doing what you did and having the vision before any of us. You know, with 500 agents, you had a vision. You paved the way for people like me and Ashley and all these people. And I want to thank you for being brave. And I want to thank you for everything you've done for so many people. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thanks, Susan, by the way, my wife, Susan, because she's the reason I'm here.
That's right.
See you guys. Thank you.
For sure.
We love you, Gene.
Take care.
See you, buddy. See everybody on Facebook. Come on.